This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Oh, rock and roll, Matt Verderame. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
I'm good. I'm on vacation. I'm at the beach. I'm in the car. I'm making sure I can see you and I can hear you and I have a decent connection. So I'm ready to get. It's hot as hell out here. So I'm glad to be in the car with a little AC.
Yeah, well, we're doing the show outside here at Caneswear, so
Good luck.
it's 100. It's 100 degrees. So yeah, it's a little hot here right now, but we're good. We're gonna hang in there, and my fat ass needs to sweat a little bit, so it's all right. By the way, are you close to a bank? Are you close to anywhere where a Chiefs fan could hold the place up?
There are many banks around here. Thankfully, Chiefsaholic has been apprehended by the feds, and so
You know about this, Sean? Okay, I've been dying to screw around with Matt on this because it is an awesome story, bro.
it's been
Twisted
going on.
as hell, but it's like, yo, bro, this guy was like a massive Chiefs fan, and then on his off time, he was like robbing everything in sight, dude. How many? That guy did a lot of jobs. Holy moly!
I was saying this on another show I was doing the other day. So my God, if he was that dedicated to something positive, what could the man have done?
I know.
I mean, it really dedicated to his craft. Unfortunately, his craft was knocking over banks, apparently, but yet not great. The good news is apprehended now, and so all the banks can rest easy for a little while.
Okay, all right. So your money is safe at the moment
I hope.
with the local Chiefs fan in jail. I just thought that was. By the way, again, a little off the beaten path because we normally talk NFL,
Yep.
but by now, okay, all right. I'm not talking 10 years ago. I'm not talking 20. I'm certainly not talking 30, 40. Are you shocked that a program like Northwestern, who, by the way, is supposed to I thought they're like Vanderbilt and Notre Dame and Stanford, Georgia Tech. I thought those were places that actually hit the books. So I thought they really had smart people there. But are you shocked that hazing is still going on at that level when phones and everything, how impossible it would be to get away with this shit by now? And whether Pat Fitzgerald says he really know or he didn't know, the fact that he didn't know was the ultimate indictment by you running a program you weren't there for just 7 months or a year. No, you've been there 17 years, dude. You should have eyes everywhere, feelers everywhere telling you what's going on. Bad job by him. But again, the ignorance to think that you can get away with that in today's world. Are you shocked with that?
A little, but I very rarely am I shocked by pro sports. And by the way, college football is a pro sport at this juncture.
That's true.
I mean, look, I am based about 40 minutes from Northwestern. I have been to the campus. I know some people who are not affiliated with the program, but are around the program. I mean, to originally suspend the guy for 2 weeks, and then everything comes out because the student newspaper, right, it basically outs the whole situation, and then
Ray Rice. This is Ray Rice all over again.
Yeah, your president looks like an absolute dope, and has to come out and say, "Well, you know, actually, let me think about what I did. Let me think about." In my opinion, he should be fired too. I mean, that is ridiculous. How negligent are you? Like, right. He wasn't going to do a damn thing until he realized, oh, wait a minute, I got a problem here. It's public. And so that's where we're sitting. But yeah, bad job all the way around. And I'm not surprised he ended up getting fired.
I've been on this from the get-go on the whole Dalvin Cook thing. I told Dolphin fans that they were never going to trade for him when people were reporting that. I told them they were never going to give him big money. But now, after everything that's developed, I got to tell you something. What's also been amazing to me, because I think this is what really happened. I think there's shell shock in the Cook camp. I think the agent misread the market. And really, I don't think maybe now he understands what the running backs are in the NFL nowadays. You're not important anymore. You're just not important in the NFL. I'm sorry, running backs, high school running backs. I just want you to know while you're starting off, you're not important. You'll be lucky to play one contract in the NFL, and then you'll be playing year by year from there on out. for the rest of your career. To me, Dalvin Cook is shell shocked, and so was his agent, that the offers are this low at this point.
The
Agree?
reality,
Agree.
the reality is we talk about it all the time. Like running backs just don't get paid anymore in the NFL. They don't, unless you are just Walter Payton or you are Barry Sanders. I mean, Dalvin Cook's terrific, but he's not rushing for 1,800 yards a year. He's rushing for 1,100, which is great. It's a great season. But like, you can find guys who can rush for 1,000 yards in the NFL these days anywhere. You just can. And so Dalvin Cook is an excellent football player. But two things can be true at once. He is excellent, and he is not going to get paid. That is just not going to happen. There's a reason he's not signed. If anybody offered him the money he wanted, he'd be signed by now.
Of course.
That's not because the money's not there.
Yeah. It's to me, I think they misread this market from the get-go, and I think they thought there were going to be more people lined up to get him, and that's not the case. Look at Deshaun Hopkins. I think that's another guy that expected a lot, dude.
I think with Hopkins, and I do really believe this, I think this is just a waiting game with Chris Jones and the Chiefs. I really do. I think once the Chiefs extend Jones, which I know has been out there, that it's expected to happen for camp. My understanding has also been that the Chiefs all along this offseason have expected to get this done. Doesn't mean it will. I mean, things happen, right? But the expectations it will. And if it does, they're going to free up about $20 million in cap space. And they don't need to roll the money over because when they traded away Tyreek Hill, they saved all that money, and that starts being saved next year. So is it a guarantee? No. But I think Hopkins is waiting to see what the Chiefs do when they have the money, because the Chiefs have tried to get him this offseason. I mean, that's a point of record. I've reported that. Other people have reported that. They were interested in him in March, in April.
And Buffalo doesn't have money.
No, they spent it on Oliver. They spent the money on Oliver. So, like, I saw the report out there, like, well, they're interested in him if he wants to go ring chasing for less money. Yeah, well, no kidding. I mean, yeah, if he wants $4 million, yeah, he's all in. But
wait a minute. I'm sorry if I'm ring chasing. I'm going to Kansas City. I haven't seen the Buffalo Bills. Where are the rings?
Right. I mean, that's
what rings? What rings? In fact, Josh Allen may be going into this season like, yo, bro, you never live up to the hype. Where all that talent. Where are the AFC Championship appearances? Where is the Super Bowl? If I'm ring chasing, I'm going to Kansas City, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, like if you're DeAndre Hopkins and they all make you a decent offer, you're probably going there. I mean, like, why wouldn't you? You're going to go to New England or Tennessee? You're not going to do that. If you're DeAndre Hopkins, you want to go 1 year where you can go catch 90 balls for 1,400 yards and potentially win a Super Bowl, and then go cash in one more time. Then go to market and get 4 and 85 for whatever, 50 million guaranteed.
You realize this will be the first time he's the number 2 receiver on a team if he goes to Kansas City?
Oh, his whole career, he's always been by a wide margin, the number 1. And in Kansas City, Kelsey's the 1. And it'll be Hopkins who's the 1B, essentially. Look, it'll be like when they had Tyreek Hill.
That's if the monster doesn't put it a whole season together, stays away from injuries, because I think you traded for a monster from the Giants. I really do. If that kid stays healthy, I think Tony's the skies. I think he's a number 1 in the making. It's just up to him now to kind of put it together. It's not up to Andy. It's not up to Mahomes. It's not up to the offensive line. It's really all up to the player to finally, dude, you've got everything. The Lord gave it to you. It's now up to you to refine it and stay on the field for a whole season. That's your number 2 if it really happens. Let me tell you, because that kid can fly. He can do everything, bro.
Oh, he saw the Super Bowl. I mean, what he can do. I mean, the problem with Tony at times is the stuff that can he stay healthy? Is he focused? I mean, look at what's going on right now, where he's saying his account got hacked on Twitter, but he's biting back at fans, and there's all these. I mean, it's just like that's the kind of stuff I can guarantee you Andy Reid is going to address with him very sternly and very, very swiftly if it hasn't already been addressed. Like that stuff.
He doesn't grow up, bro. He doesn't grow up.
But the one thing with them, and New England was like this, they won't put up with it. Like, he'll just be gone. That will be the end of it. Like, he needs to grow up. And, this stuff about his account got hacked. Look, bottom line is he needs to be responsible for all of his own actions and his own accounts and all the rest of it. I mean, That's where we're at. So I think the talent's there. The question is, does he want to show up and play ball and be the player that he probably can be and should be?
It'll be really, really interesting to see if they can actually get it done. Who's the team that when you're now making all your trips, who's the sleeper team for you?
Well, I'm going to be going to 8 cities. So starting August 4th, I'm going to go to Chicago, Indy, Cincy, Cleveland, Detroit. And they're having a joint practice with the Giants. I'm going to go to Minnesota, Kansas City, and Green Bay. Of those teams, I think the Packers could be better than people think they are. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're well coached. They're very talented on defense. They've got a very good tandem at running back. I like some of their young weapons. I like Watson. I like Dobbs.
Yeah. Definitely.
And that division is not good. Like, could they go 10-7? Maybe. I mean, I'm not going to pick them to win the division. The team that I'm not going to visit that I will tell you is my sleeper is Carolina. I think Carolina could win that division and actually be pretty good because I love the coaching staff and I like Bryce Young. Bryce Young long-term scares me because of his size, but his talent, I think, is going to win out early on. I just think it's hard to pick a sleeper in the AFC.
You know what? If Bryce can anticipate and just get rid of the ball,
it'll be fine.
I know his size, but don't take the unnecessary hits. Don't try to be like what our guy does. Don't try to always be a hero, bro. Make a quick read, get rid of the ball, and you'll give yourself life in this league. But if you hang on to the ball like Tua has, and I hope Tua's learned that part to get rid of the damn ball, I think Bryce will be all right. The size stuff is always a concern, but Murray, I know Murray can run, and I know we'll see off the ACL, but he can, if he actually could develop consistency, he could actually play the game. I think that'll be the key for Bryce, bro. Just learn from Tua. Get rid of the ball. Don't hang on, and then you won't create those extra problems for you.
That's fair. I mean, another division, the NFC South, it's not good. I just think it's really hard to pick a team that's a sleeper team in the AFC. I mean, you got to get through hell in the AFC to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm not taking a sleeper team with no – because, look, if they're a sleeper in the AFC, they either have a rookie quarterback or a bad quarterback.
Right. You can't pick Miami as a sleeper. That's stupid. That's not
Miami's good. Like, Miami's not a sleeper team. Like, I see people like I'll give you one team in the AFC I think could be better than people think. It's Pittsburgh. Here's why.
I like that Pickett. I think he's going to get better. Yeah, I like that.
Really good defense. And Pickett at times was decent last year. Yeah. So that to me is the team. If I'm looking at a team, and their schedule's not that hard, so they would be the team I would pick.
And the coach is a master.
Oh, he's great
at balancing egos and dude, he almost got to the playoffs with the Duck at quarterback.
Oh, insane! He's great every year. He's great every single year.
Tomlin has done some shit now that like I thought the wheels were coming off of him for a few years ago, but then as I learned everything that happened with Le'Veon, with Brown, and with his quarterback, because Roethlisberger was just as bad as those guys. It's just how he balanced all of that shit behind the scenes, where nobody else could balance Le'Veon and Brown. This guy was balancing Le'Veon, Brown, and Roethlisberger.
Yep.
He's good.
Tomlin should be a first-round Hall of Famer. Tomlin, to me, look, there's so many people who are like, well, he's won one. Hey, look, man, that guy is an incredible coach.
Yep.
There are different levels. Gary Kubiak won a Super Bowl. Gary Kubiak is not Mike Tomlin. Okay, like
not even close.
Sometimes you just have to watch the games with your eyes.
I just told you he almost made the playoffs with the Duck.
Yes.
Gary Kubiak wouldn't win 3 games with the Duck. Okay?
People sometimes are so beholden to, well, this guy has this many wins. And, okay, yeah, because you had an unbelievable team.
Right.
I mean, anybody would have won with that team. You know? I mean, I always am conflicted. Like George Seifert won 2 Super Bowls with a team that was built by Walsh. That was incredible. He then went to Carolina. They went 1-15. Like, I don't think he was necessarily a bad coach. I just think he was kind of like, look, he could coach a good team. He probably couldn't elevate a bad team. There are certain guys who could coach a bad team and make him a 9-win team.
Right.
Those guys are the great coaches.
Right. I agree. I completely agree. Well, we see it with Andy also. Doesn't matter who's quarterbacking. Right. You're going to play like Alex Smith. Alex Smith's BBs actually ended up dropping finally with Andy Reid. where he was super conservative, ultra conservative as a player his whole career. And then Andy gets him, and all of a sudden he starts taking some chances and playing a little bit more aggressive. And you're like, whoa, all right, Alex Smith playing a little better foot. He never got to that point that you were like, oh, Alex Smith is great. But Andy got the max out of him. You know what I mean?
And
that's
got him to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
He can coach.
Yeah, he can coach and a half. All right, what do you got going on in Sports Illustrated?
So we're wrapping up here the next week or so, right before camp starts. I believe the first team reports the 17th, maybe the 18th. Mm-hmm. We have the 32 teams in 32 days. We've got a few more teams coming out. I got the Chiefs. I got the Niners. And then after that, we actually did something that really was fun. We're doing a thing called Bad Takes Week. I think it comes in a couple of weeks, where we had to come up with a take that we believe, but that a lot of people would like push back against. My bad take to preview was, I think that the safety, the 2-point safety, should be eliminated. Look, you get tackled in the end zone with the ball, or the ball goes out of the end zone, whatever it would be. The other team gets the ball at your 20-yard line. Because I went back last year and looked, 13 safeties happened last year in the NFL. Only 2 times did the opposing team then get the free kick and actually score points. Give them the ball to 20. If you're dumb enough to get tackled in your own end zone, you should have to pay by more than just 2 points. So I asked some people in the league about it, and I got some great responses. I also got some really funny ones. Dan Orlovsky was nice enough to comment.
I was just going to ask you, what happens if you run out of the back of the end zone like Dan Orlovsky?
Well, you're going to have to read it, because Dan Orlovsky got involved. So, and kudos to him for being a great sport. So it's a lot of fun. Everybody did a bad take. That's mine. I'm giving you a little tease, but it's a lot of fun. And then August 4th, start my camp tour. We'll be checking in with you from the road.
I give you 5 points if you run out of the back of the end zone, because if you're dumb enough to run out of the back of the end zone, let's give the other team 5 points just for that.
That's right.
That's it. That's what you do. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Matt Verderame. More importantly, catch his exceptional work there at Sports Illustrated. Matt, as always, thank you, my brother. We'll catch up next week.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
Thank you, sir. There you go. The great Matt Verderame getting it done.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.